All right, recording. All right, so what games should we start at least discussing in this one? Starting with the old games, I guess.
Yeah, the old games, well, they're interesting to say the least. Because I remember there are a few games of Dragon Ball that were never released over in the US. And if they got released in the US, they were released as reskins. They were not Dragon Ball Z games exactly. Because back
Right.
then, Dragon Ball wasn't very famous over here. Anime wasn't famous.
Yeah, it was until Z that it got that special boom to it in the 90s.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got a point there. Um, it's because of the censoring in the U.S. A lot of things they change. Uh, Goku wasn't even actually Goku. It was something else. And things like that, censoring stuff from back then. That the U.S. in particularly um, tried to wash these games from not getting into religious stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of hard to us here over here in the not in the States but in the US to get these kinds of Japanese games, the real ones, because we got patched, we got really shitty um video games at the start, such as Game Boy games.
Yeah, like I remember when the first Dragon Ball game I ever played was Dragon Ball Z Budokai, and
PlayStation 2.
what? No, I played that on the GameCube.
Okay, the sixth
But
generation. All right.
yeah, and I find that funny because in every anime game, when you slash with a sword, you see like no marks or anything at all. That usually in the Japanese games, at least you see a bit of blood come out because it's a sword. You're getting stabbed and
Right.
hell.
Yeah.
But in the games over here was like, what the heck is happening? This guy is just taking those sword hits like a man.
Yeah. Like in other words, the character, it was useless, or like we all say over here, broken in some bad way.
In
Um.
Dragon
Yeah.
in Dragon Ball Z games, I've never really seen characters being like too broken because you have power scaling, and the games did do the power scaling thing very well. The game I think did it the best was Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 because there was the dragon power skill that certain characters would not flinch when taking hits from other characters with
Exactly.
less dragon power.
Yeah.
So, for example, a normal character could make a grade 8 flinch, but if you
Right.
pick someone like Gogeta, who's obviously way stronger than a grade 8,
Right.
he could make him flinch. So it was an interesting system. You have to think of the matchup,
It wasn't well
what your
balanced.
yeah.
Yeah. I own that game, and for a fact, I bought that game right at the release. I think it was 2006 or seven. I do not remember. I think it was six, if I'm not mistaken. And I wasn't that of a really huge fan of Dragon Ball at that moment. I was young. I was a really, you know, know-it-all, kind of like a know-it-all teenager. Because I know what Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball was. I mean, I just, just didn't watch it completely as few years later when I watched the whole series completely. But I was like, well, let's just buy this game and let's see what it is, because right in 2006 the competition was like the Naruto games, like those PlayStation 2 Naruto games, the Ultimate Ninja Storms, or the Class of
Ultimate Ninja
Ninja.
Storm came in PlayStation 3 in PlayStation 3.
I think it was Ultimate Ninja, not the Storm one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the all, yeah. But they're in the same series. I don't know how, but they are. It's just messed up. But continuing
I
with
mean,
the
Ninja Storm was more of a reboot than the same series because
yeah
Ultimate Ninja was always a side-scrolling game, and Ninja Storm was
yeah
not a side-scrolling game.
yeah. So I bought this knowing a little bit about Dragon Ball, and I noticed that feature that you just said about the power and you that I think it was the DP something, was it like that?
Yeah, the Dragon Power.
The dragon power, exactly. And I was like, well, let's just do this one because it was kind of challenging. I mean, I used to spam a lot back in the day, but later on I kind of changed that, and for me I think that's that that is the one of the games that I really love, because it released in my favorite generation, the sixth generation, and I think is more than just nostalgic. I think it's the as mechanics. I think that one is one of the best, even though I used to
Yeah,
spam.
to this day, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is still considered one of the best, if not the best, Dragon Ball Z game released. Um, Now Fighters is giving it a run for its money,
Yeah, it
but
is.
until then, no game could really compare. They
No,
tried to
in sales,
continue this,
no, not even in sales. It's
yeah,
really
not
sad.
sales or gameplay, because there was Ultimate Tank, there was Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi.
That was shit. Don't even
Yeah,
mention
the
that
game just
game.
looked pretty, but that was about the extent of it. Oh, it looks like the anime. Okay, but it plays like crap.
And I own that game, man. I'll tell you the story. Just finish up what you're going to say.
But then also people compared other games to that standard, because I remember a lot of people hated the Dragon Ball Battle of Gods game,
Yeah,
but
Battle of
I
Z
liked
was it? Yeah, Battle of Z.
Battle of, yeah,
The mechanic was weird, but once you actually know the mechanics and know how to play the game exactly, it's kind of fun.
yeah, because it was a team-based game.
Exactly.
But people thought like, oh, it has to be like Tenkaichi. We need stupid combos. We need everybody to be able to one-shot you. And
Exactly.
no, the
Yeah.
reality is that the game was very well balanced. It was fun, and everybody had a role to play.
Yeah, and Xenoverse took that idea, and they exactly they did it a lot better with the team, with the 3-on-3 versus 3-on-3 with the AI, team up and cooperative things like that. At least Xenoverse did it a little bit well in that aspect, in that way, and I give Xenoverse props. Um, though I'm gonna go back to Ultimate Tenkaichi. Gosh, I bought that game when it was like 1.5 year old. I was at GameStop. I was like, well, let's just buy a Dragon Ball Z game. I was like in that Dragon Ball Z fever again. I'm like, okay, let's just buy this game. It looks great. It looks gorgeous. Let's go and get it. Um, I went to GameStop. I was like, man, I saw the case. I bought it with the case and all. I bought it used. Didn't care, but it cost me $30. So, when I play the game, there's actually a character creation, a really really bad character creation. So when I play the freaking game, I was like, why? What did I just bought? Then I tried to like, okay, let me give it another chance. Then I gave it another, and I was like, I just made a mistake. This like another Yiba Gaiden Z. This is another of those shitty games. Freaking
Yeah,
Bandai stealing my money again, and like
it's really sad because they had released really good games. Because the Raging Blast
Raging
games,
Blast. Yes, exactly. I was
those are
going there.
very good.
I have Raging Blast 2 right here, which I'm desperately want to play in a live stream this weekend if I had the time. But that one was really close to the Tenkaichi series, though.
Yeah,
Will you tell me a
and
little bit about it?
yeah, the okay in Raging Blast, you had very interesting concepts because they added something called the what if stories.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dragon Ball games are very famous because they usually recreate everybody's favorite arcs, and they make the fights interesting by putting conditions and whatnot.
Challenges.
What that game did is that it put actual missions into the game, and it gave you all these awesome ways that you could hone your skills, you could work your way to the top. It wasn't just like, oh, I can beat the computer and that's it. I stopped there. And besides that, they added the what if stories,
Mm-hmm.
which was very awesome because it let us use and play as characters like Super Saiyan 3 Brawly.
Yes.
And there was the matchup in the game that was Vegeta versus Gogeta.
Indeed.
I mean, Gogeta versus Vegito, and I love that one because most people in the fandom have their side.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm a Vegito fan, and it was very interesting to see the two characters fighting. Like when you play the scenario, it ends with them basically in a tie, and, and Gogeta's like, "Oh, I can't keep on fighting. I'm gonna stop now because my fusion's about to run out." And Vegeto's like, "Oh, then I won because you forfeit." And he's like, "No, that's not it," which was a funny scenario, and it probably is what it would happen because
Mm-hmm.
if you look at Vegeta's personality, which is the dominant one in Vegito,
Yeah. Exactly.
Vegeta will probably look any excuse possible to beat Goku.
Exactly.
And besides that, the gameplay was very nice. Like there was, you could pick up your opponent from the ground to continue a combo if you knocked them.
Right.
You could grab your opponents and slam them against the wall in the stage and continue comboing him. You could use that to charge your beam attack and shoot him. And all overall, the controls were very tight. They felt very well.
Yeah.
There wasn't a
Exactly.
moment where I was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that," because the controls were responsive.
Yeah, unlike Ultimate Tenkaichi, which it was a cutscene after cutscene after cutscene, and then you win. Right? Look,
That can happen.
yeah, right when I was like, okay, there has to be some other game that Tenkaichi cannot be like the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360 Dragon Ball Z game. There has to be something else. So I made my research, right? And they're like, okay, there's Raging Blast and there's Raging Blast 2. Let me just buy the latest one, the Raging Blast 2. I seen some gameplays and I see some comparison, and I'm like, okay, Raging Blast is the way to go. So I went to GameStop again. I returned the shitty freaking Ultimate Tenkaichi, and I bought the Raging Blast 2, and it was the greatest choice I have ever made in my life. Cause other than other games, because I have owned all the games I bought ever since day one, from my PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and 4. PlayStation 1 was another story. I was a little kid. I was naive. That doesn't count. But ever since I got my PlayStation 2, I'm like, okay, I need to be smart on, because we all know that GameStop tried to rip you off because, their policies and their, how they sell the stuff back, and, GameStop is GameStop, so I'm glad it's out of here. So, so I went back and just returned the freaking Tenkaichi, and I got Raging Blast, and I played it. I'm like, wow, this is what I was looking for. So yeah, I made that mistake, but then I fixed it. So I mean, that was like the only PlayStation 3 game I returned. That is the only one right now. Like I haven't returned anything. I still have really shitty games, but not as shitty as that one. But I still own them because it's just it's history. It's part of the of that generation. And when I was playing Raging Blast 2, I was like, just like you said, uh, these mechanics and the characters we can also use Broly Super Saiyan 3. There's other characters like the brother of Vegeta. I forgot his name. Tarble, was it?
Marvel.
Yes. There's characters from the OVAs and from the OVAs, and I think it was also from the movies too. The roster was really big, and I was really excited just to like making that really good decision. you know, I really regret like making that first decision instead of just going straight to Raging Blast series. Um, have you ever owned Xenoverse?
No, I have not played any of the Xenoverse titles.
Wow,
I
dude.
have seen gameplay though.
Oof, you're missing out on a really good game. Cause I'm not gonna say like, oh man, it's not like Tenkaichi 3. I'm not those type of fans. This is a really unique, video game. It has that type of, like I said before, uh, with with Battle of Z. With 3 on 3, you can team up with your friends online and beat the bad guy, whatever. But this one has a lot of mission, a lot of side quests you can do with your friends online. You can also level up like an RPG. It's a fighting game at the same time. The character creation is a lot better than Ultimate Tenkaichi. And I was very happy when I bought the first one. I was like, wow, this game has a lot of potential. And then they went quickly to the second one, in which I felt like it was totally unnecessary because it's basically the same game. And I'm like, okay, you could have done that in a freaking DLC or an update. I mean, you don't have to go to Xenoverse 2 to get all these characters, because right now they're doing it with Xenoverse 2, getting DLC with DLCs with the new characters of Super. And yeah, I give this game really good credit because it's up there with Fighter Z, the new one. Even though Fighters has come out like at least 4 months ago on January, but I can say that it even Xenoverse came out like in 2016, 15, something. I don't know. I forgot, but it's still getting a lot more DLC than Fighter Z or Fighters, whatever you want to call it. So I fully recommend Xenoverse too. I mean, I got it on the Switch. It's easy. It's I can take it anywhere. I can grind. So those RPG lovers and fighter lovers, fighting game lovers, this is a really good game. Because you level up. There's really a lot of side quests, and you also fight online just like a normal fighting game. So yeah, it's what else I can say about of Xenoverse? I have a lot of freaking anecdotes from Xenoverse, such as playing with my friends and reviving them a lot, since I'm the one who was always dying in a lot of games. But in Dragon Ball games, I'm really good at them. And I really feel proud of myself since I don't suck that much. Because in any other fighting game, I always lose, I always die, I can't win, I can't beat a certain person. Instead of, because I always play with the AI, I always had a really shitty internet. Right now, I don't, but back in the day, yes, I had really bad connection. And you know that a lot of fighting games really lag online. But right now they have been fixing it. So yeah, Ekusairo Naito, I recommend you to buy this game. Do you have a PlayStation 4?
No.
No. I think Well, can your PC run it?
I have no idea.
Hmm.
I could actually check that right now.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you could get this anywhere. Xenoverse 2 is in every platform, and I can guarantee you will you will get addicted easily because of the character creation, the costumes, the power ups, all the powers that you can get to your own character that you created. You can fight along Goku. You can fight along Beerus. You can fight along with any good guy or bad guy in the game. You know, like a dream come true to a Dragon Ball fan like me. I mean, it's something that it's really unique, and it's a really fun experience because there's a lot of people who are very skeptical about Xenoverse, and because there's this, like I told you, it's it's those Ultimate Tenkaichi 3 fans who just don't want to admit there's other games that are different and they can also be more that can also surpass not Ultimate Tenkaichi. I was gonna say that Tenkaichi 3 in some other ways. I mean, they're not going to outsell, or the mechanics, they're not different. I mean, Atari, the publisher Atari, is no more. I mean, time changes. Bandai is doing all the freaking licensed game of anime. We don't have another choice. So we just have to deal with Bandai for quite a while, and let's see if some other publisher or other developer actually makes another Dragon Ball game. Any other experience?
Uh, yeah, I do like Dragon Ball games that not a lot of people have played. It's called Super Dragon Ball Z. It
Super
was
Dragon Ball
an
Z.
old arcade game, and it got ported for too.
Okay.
And the game was very interesting because you could level up your character, give them certain traits. Each character played differently, even if it was the same character. The game would still maybe you customize yours for more offensive style,
Mm-hmm.
and the other person chose their character offensive style.
Wow.
Go on with uh, there was a and that was how you progressed through the game. Really liked it because the Dragon Ball Z arcade games are very underrated, or
Yeah.
don't talk about them enough. Except for now, extremely famous. There's no denying it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna make a version of the game, and Toriyama even created
Still there?
hello,
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're breaking up.
hello,
Yeah. You still there?
but
Hold on. Let it.
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Good. Keep on.
Uh, okay, there's the Dragon Ball Heroes mobile game that arcades in Japan, but the game is extremely popular.
In Japan.
Like, it's probably one of the most
Isn't that an
really,
arcade card
yeah.
game, something like that?
And your character basically works with Goku and Trunks and all these other characters. to basically protect the multiverse.
You can see Trunks in Super Saiyan 3 too, right?
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, I've seen the cutscene and the intros of that game. It's really cool.
yeah, the game is cool. And before that, we had the mobile game Dokkan Battle.
That is a DS game, right?
Dokkan Battle was the DS.
Yeah.
Uh, but is anything that because they have been releasing good games lately. Fighters was a game where they listened to the fans. They asked, "Hey, what do you want?" They told them, "We want a game that feels like the anime, that controls well,
Mm-hmm.
and that overall doesn't make certain characters more overpowered and stupid than the others. All the characters and fighters can hold their own against each other, and that's very good
Yeah.
because even a Yamcha player could stand up against a guy with a team with Beerus. If
Exactly. Yeah.
that were any other game, that would not happen.
No. Yeah, because the power scaling is a lot, higher. I mean, Yamcha, we cannot say it's like, oh, it's the weakest one. But there's other weaklings in Dragon Ball. I mean, there's Hercule. Uh, they're one of those Ginyu Force who are really bad. Uh, and those Frieza minions, yeah, those are really shit. I mean, I can talk about Xenoverse too. Exactly. There's a lot of shitty characters there too. Really, and not shitty. It's just they're weak. So, so and so, have you experienced the most broken character in a Dragon Ball Z video game? Have you actually managed to use one, or people has managed to use it against you?
I used to play against a friend of mine when the hurricane hit the island. We used to go to Burger King and play on my PC, and
Okay.
he would always pick Super Saiyan for Gogeta.
Oh God.
And that character was strong, but
Yeah.
basically, since I played more than he did, even if the character was stronger, I could usually take him down with Vegito.
Wow. Yeah. In power scale, I think Vegeta is the well. They both have their different power scaling. It's just because Vegito has to lead like Vegeta and Goku with Gogeta. That makes a difference in characters, in characterization too. One is goofy, one is the serious guy who gets cocky. Uh, yeah, it's just different. Um,
But you
but
forgot the most important difference.
the um final Kamehameha.
No, that Vegito is canon. Come at me, Gogeta fanboys.
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah, yeah, because in the movies we actually see Gogeta in the fusion, and we saw GT, which is not canon either. Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep. Um, yeah, that's a really good argument right there. I mean, it's canon right there. It's facts. It's facts. I mean, mostly all of the movies they weren't canon. Z
Yep.
movies they weren't canon. So at least for the final two, which was Battle of Z and Resurrection of Frieza, I think those were at least close to what is canon in Super. So
Oh,
yeah.
they were canon. The
Yeah.
thing is, they remade them in the
Yeah, in
series.
the anime, which we will be talking later on. Anything else about Dragon Ball Z video games? Well, I still need to get to my point of my point of view of broken characters. Um, there is one in Xenoverse that it always it's it's not just that it's broken, it's that it's just one button smashing and then you win. And that is Broly, I think, pissed off bro. I don't know. He just have this black aura, and he is just he has this attack, right, where you can't do anything. You cannot do a shit. He just you because he has this amount of stamina and ki, which you can actually spam the same thing over and over again. Oh, and when he charges his ki, you cannot touch him.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like
Have you tried grabbing him though?
no, you can't. You can't. You can only like blast him with your Kamehameha if that does do something, but that that ain't gonna work on him either. But if you try to punch him or key blast him, you're no, it actually hurts you. It hurts your character too, because when you punch that Broly, your health goes a little bit down, and oh my god, it's just the only way that I could like beat him is like with long distance attack, like a Kamehameha and a Final Flash or whatever you want to call it, because you cannot get close to him. And he's fast too. He's freaking fast too. I'm like, man, this is the level of broken or beyond, because I cannot. This is like a friend of mine who uses it every time, and I try to beat him with my character, and it's so hard because I played the game so many times, and here comes a noob trying to beat my ass, and out of a sudden he beats me with that character. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let this happen. And it was really hard to just overcome that character with a real person controlling it. Like, even the AI knows how to control that character, that Broly.
Imagine what would happen if I got that Broly.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. I will be dead. Also, the Ultra Instinct Goku in Xenoverse 2, people say it's broken. No, it's very well balanced. Even Jiren is very well balanced. When he dodges the attacks, his stamina goes down automatically. So if his stamina goes down, he won't be able to dodge or teleport or anything like that. So he needs to let his stamina charge all over again so he can actually dodge automatically. So there's balance in the game, but there's some characters that you'd say like, man, this character was rushed, or this character just they didn't matter what they were doing. They just wanted to release it and that's it. Like, oh, let's just do this just to, bother the fans. So yeah, that's my story on a really broken character. Oh man. So anything else we want to say about Dragon Ball video games in total? I mean, we've mentioned a few, but there's a lot. But anything else?
I would say that definitely try out Super Dragon Ball Z if you can. Another game you guys could try is Dragon Ball Saga.
Yeah. Fully recommend.
And Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 Master Race.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a master race.
No, but I'm kidding. Please don't be toxic. Like, there are other good Dragon Ball games out there, guys.
Yeah, please, guys, just try something else. I mean, Fighter Z is good, or Fighters is really good. Xenoverse is good. Raging Blast is good. Give another chance to Battle of Z. I'm gonna try to at least buy it soon on my PS Vita, because I have a PS Vita and I need games for the PS Vita. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a try too. So, I mean, just try out other Dragon Ball games. As a really good hardcore fans right here, which is Ekusairo Naito and Zyber Punky right here. telling you guys to try other games as another Dragon Ball Z games. Anything else we want to add? So we can go
About games?
to the anime.
Yeah.
All right, then we will close this one right here. I will upload this to my gaming channel, and for my other channel, stay tuned because I'm going to upload the other half of this podcast because we're gonna talk about the anime. All right, people. This has been Zara Punky, and
Ekusairo Naito.
we'll see you guys later.